I love that I know evil is trying to kill me, that the government wants me dead, that they have tried to kill me through plausibly deniable means. Fun fact I learned on my adventure. If you want to kill a special needs person, just have them arrested. There is no system in place to protect them, no doctors, nothing. They can, for example, as was done to me, decide to release you in the dead of night knowing you are in shorts, a t-shirt, and sandals because you are not allowed to dress as you were kidnapped. They can know you have medical issues like diabetes, and that you have no way to contact anyone, no way to take care of your special medical needs, and if you, like me, have mental disabilities, you would have no way of knowing how to get home or even being able to make that journey. But the rules and laws allow this. What would be manslaughter or reckless endangerment at the very least if you or I just left someone with special medical needs and cognitive disabilities in the freezing cold, is something that can happen anytime to anyone who is not a neurotypical person. Those with special needs are being targeted by the government. Why else would you allow rules and laws to create a situation where you can literally just leave a person to die? I was crying and huddled in a corner for hours while cops made fun of me, and only after hours did someone provide me with some warm clothes, and hours later, finding someone to finally give me a ride home. Yes, I made it. But the thing I learned is that the rules do not care if you can survive. They legit will not allow you to stay warm inside or provide any way of contacting someone for help. They'll intimidate you so you fear being arrested and put back inside. When we know people have special needs, and the rules and laws, police and system create situations daily where people can die without even being proven guilty, that people who are already suffering and in need of help will be bullied and abused and then potentially allowed to just fucking die in the street. No media wants to report on this. No one talks about the fact that those with special needs have no protections. And in fact, it would seem that the rules and laws create loopholes that would only affect those with special needs. A neurotypical person would not have issues surviving in the wild. Those with neurological issues, medical issues, special needs of vital importance to their well-being, mental and physical, are the ones who will be left to die. And I am a witness to this cruelty. How on earth can this be allowed? The public defender on my case said it's the rules, and if I didn't like them, I could complain to local government officials. Like, what the actual fuck? Then again, this public defender, knowing of my medical conditions, did nothing but try to stress me out so much that I ended up in a hospital with the most severe DKA, which is when your blood sugar is so high that it basically turns to acid like an alien. He knew stress would trigger cortisol releases, which increased my blood sugar. He knew this and did everything he could to make my stress so severe that he thought it would kill me, since I kept telling him it was. The stress was so severe that my blood sugar would skyrocket every single time this person contacted me. And every single time he would lie, intimidate, and use narcissistic bullying tactics to try and upset me when I was having medical emergencies left and right, when I have been in the midst of medical emergencies for several years, all because I have been reporting on these grave crimes against all of us, and something has desperately been trying to freaking kill me. But somehow I'm surviving thanks to angels, guardians, aliens, or just some cosmic loving force. I don't really know exactly what it is, and I don't need to question it. Something will not let me die, because I am trying so hard to prove we are all the target. Our minds, our health, our depression, the way we suffer is all by some kind of design. And the proof is right here, that those who should protect the most vulnerable are targeting them. And not just if they are guilty or committed a crime. They have made rules, laws, and created situations where they may not pull the trigger, but really, they did. If you create laws, rules, or situations with your power that can harm vulnerable people who are struggling but trying, those who keep pressing on even as they sometimes just want to say, fuck this and end it all, You could make a society that functions. The resources are plentiful. We are being lied to. This is not about greed or any kind of lacking resources or the ability to make a better world for all. This is cruelty and sadism by design. And what for? I may understand things, I may know things, I may have intelligence, but I am also very disabled in the most simple ways. The amount of abuse and trauma that I endure, like all the rest of us endure at the hands of the powers that be, have taken a massive toll and made simple things nearly impossible. I'm sure you all can relate to this. Don't care about me. Care about the person who's more disabled and will die without intervention, that the police and legal system will allow and never feel remorse, never prevent, never change the rules. This is madness and complete proof that something heinous is going on with the powers that be. It's one thing to write off situations where racism may be involved and say, well, this could be an isolated incident, or this doesn't necessarily represent the entire system as a whole. But this does. The public defenders, the district attorneys. How can they create situations that can kill people? People who haven't done anything wrong or people who need help. Why does no one care? They really do control the news, because you would think someone would run a story to warn caregivers and the disabled that you could die if you were arrested, even if you did nothing wrong. You could be placed in a situation that could kill you. But if that happens, so what, right? That's how the DA, public defenders, and police feel. Otherwise, this very horrible issue would be discussed. After my last video, I shit you not, kidnapped by the police on a warrant that was over a year and a half old, that was actually the result of being bullied and intimidated, threatened and coerced by a lawyer by the name of Hendrik Krau, who is involved with a company called Cosata Brewery that is here in Sacramento, California. He also has some kind of nightclub and is connected to people, but there's also a bunch of lawyers that I have talked to who know that this man is corrupt. I accused him of working with the district attorney to destroy cases of those with special needs that prove that the city is hurting them. He paid me a bribe of $10,000 and then proceeded to threaten and harass and try to bully and intimidate me into suicide. And when that could not be done, and when I was in such a desperate situation because I live with my mother and it's just me and her. And you may hear in videos that I made that, oh, my mother's this horrible person who's treated me so horribly. Yeah. I said those things, number one, because I wanted to help people who might not have a quality support system at home. It does you no good to tell you about my wonderful mother who's got my back and is supporting me and who's actually helping me, because essentially I had a massive seizure. And during the seizure, my mother was trying to protect me and hold me down, and she got injured. And we were extremely low on resources and funds. And since this bastard had already been bribing us and threatening us, this was the only place that she figured to turn. I mean, I was basically freaking unconscious during this entire event because my brain has been so warped from all of the stress that has increased my blood sugar levels so horrifically that it's insane. She called him for help, and when he learned that she was injured taking care of me, he seized the opportunity by threatening her, telling her that she would have to have the police called on me and act like I had attacked her. He wanted my credibility completely destroyed and that we would have to act like I had attacked her and hit her and all of this shit. Or he said he would basically ensure that I would die, that I would be arrested, and that I would be left for fucking dead. And this is before I even knew that that was possible. He basically just kept threatening my mother, telling her that no one's going to believe you. No one's going to listen. No one's going to trust you. So you have to do what I say or I will make it worse. And so that's what we did. And we tried to accumulate the evidence. We tried to put it online. We tried to get attention any way we could. while basically going along with the threats the son of a bitch made. And then I make a video basically saying I'm done doing these videos and stuff because I've figured it out. Like, this is insane. Something is trying to push us all to the brink of insanity. And I mean, that night I get arrested with a warrant that's a year and a half old that they just decide to reactivate. It is all so fucking crazy. But I have all the evidence, I have all the receipts to back up and prove this. And it's just, I mean, I know basically that this video cannot reach anyone. But I'm also making it because I am going to say my truth, and I'm going to hope that some way, somehow, this stuff getting out there will allow it to get somewhere out there, that someone is paying attention. And you know what? I do believe that someone is paying attention. I believe that there is a loving force that has had my back this entire time, that's taking care of all of us who are struggling and just doing our best. And that's the force that's saved me, kept me alive, and allowed me to record this video. Thank you so much.